So today we're going to start sealing up the outside of the trailer with some silicone, and I have a product by DAP. It's 100% silicone, DAP Silicone Plus actually, and it's about, I don't know, $6 or $7 a tube, and that's what we're going to use on the outside of the trailer. So let me show you what I've done, and you don't necessarily have to do it this way, but this is the way I'm doing it. So I took the extra time to go around and mask off all the areas that I'm going to silicone. And when I do, I'm leaving a little bit of edge exposed on the side here, and then of course plenty of room on this side as I run my finger across. And I still have some butyl tape sticking out, but that's gonna all get sealed, so I'm pretty confident that that's pretty watertight. So I've done it around all the edges, front and back, and then once I get that done, then I'll work across the top and get the ceiling sealed. And I'll show you why I do it this way. Not only do I keep from getting a mess, but this side I've already done, and I get a nice thin line. Shows me the thickness of my silicone as I ride my finger across that tape. So it's pretty well sealed all the way up and over the top of the roof, both sides coming down. And so by doing it this way, I eliminate a lot of time doing a lot of cleanup, which can get pretty messy. And I don't know if you're like me, but when I'm working with silicone, that stuff seems to get everywhere. So I take the extra step of masking everything off, and once I run my finger across the edge, pull my tape off, I'm done. I don't have to go back and do any cleanup, and then I can go on with my next task. So that's how I do it, and there's probably a 1,000 different ways that a guy can spread silicone. You know, if you're working on an area, you could use a spritzer bottle with some soapy solution, so you only get silicone where you want it and not everywhere else. But then you still have to come back up and wipe everything off, and to me that's a waste of time. That's time I could be using for somewhere else. So with that, that's how I'm doing it, and it worked fine. And now I'm ready to go ahead and finish the rest of the trailer like this, pull off my tape, and I am water sealed. So I'm pretty happy about that. No sense tripping over a nickel to pick up $1. I'll take that extra time and save myself some extra labor in the end. So hope you find that useful. All right, stay tuned. I'll give you a shot of how I do this, how it's applied, and then how I just use my finger and then pull off the tape. Gaps under the edge here are sort of deep. Put butyl tape behind it. There's not much that goes in there. And the way I'm applying this is sort of like a welder. To make sure I get these in here, I'm just kind of making a little bead, pushing it in, letting it puddle back out at the top, and that way I know that the gap is getting filled. Pushing a good amount in there, then I'll run it down and I'll stop about right there, doing small sections at a time so it doesn't skin up on me. Let it fill up the voids, push the excess out of the way. Just like that. And take my paper towel, because you're using a soapy solution. Your finger's nice and clean. Alright, I'll finish that down and then we'll peel off the tape. So I have my silicone filled, and you can see the mess it makes on the sides. So if I didn't have the tape on there, I'd have myself quite a mess to be cleaning up and trying not to screw up the bead. So with that, I'm ready to pull off some tape, and I'll show you what it looks like as I'm doing it. So I'm going to start at the top. Got my tape at the edge here. Pull that. And this just like so. Nice and clean edge. And so you can see how nice and clean that is. All the way down. And I have no cleanup. My cleanup comes off on the tape. So this is the first side I did, so I'm going to go ahead and take the tape off of this, and then I'll give you a shot of what that's like when it's done, and I'll finish the rest of the trailer. Stay tuned. I guess I can give you a shot of what that looks like as I'm pulling it off. So, big old gobs of silicone on there, and I just pull that off the edge real nice and slow like. Pull the tape. Boom. Look how easy that is. No cleanup. I'm done. What do you think of that? Sweet. We have all the silicone done around the edges, and it is sealed up really nice all the way across the top and around the back, both sides, front and back. And you can tell where I had the tape. I've got a nice little edge around here, so when I run my finger, so I've got plenty of silicone sealing everything, and I am tickled pink that it turned out like that. Now it can rain. We've had about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks without any rain, so it's getting high time with the hot weather that we're having that we're due for a good thunderstorm. So bring it on. I'm ready. So what's next? Well, first thing I did is my spindle. I had it setting at 0 degrees, and so I removed it and I dropped it down to about 20 degrees right here, and that's going to give me a little elevation, a couple more inches in height, and then I started undercoating the bottom. And that's the first coat, and I'm about ready to start on the second coat. Yeah, I think that's pretty ready to go for another coat. Cool. I'll be glad to get this one done, and then I got one more side to do. That's going to take a nice little bump, and that should bounce up and leave plenty of room at the top so I don't bust through the wheel well. That would be a nightmare. But anyway, oh, and when you're doing this, and this crap gets everywhere. I thought I had enough out here, but when I'm spraying underneath, it just blows, and you want to use mineral spirits to wipe it down. And I'm using a Bondo heavy-duty rubberized undercoating resists water and salt spray and helps prevent rust and corrosion, because I wouldn't want my wood rusting. So anyway, that's where we're at today. And then here in a little bit, we're going to go over and see what the neighbor's up to. Stay tuned. Let me show you why I adjusted my torsion axle. Right now, this is what it looks like without adjusting. So the torsion axle is really set at 0, and you can see that the wheel goes under the wheel well a couple of inches, and it really makes everything set pretty low. Matter of fact, it's so low that I can't get my stabilizer bar down. It just kind of knocks down, and it's pretty much useless. So I knew I was going to be raising it up. And the only reason I had it set at 0 is so I could use it moving around in the garage with the casters that I had installed on this thing. So if I had a regular axle under here, I would have never been able to pull it out of my garage. If I built this thing in the garage, it would have just been way too high. So with that, I adjusted the other side. So I've got the undercoating on, and I adjusted the other side, and now let me back up a little bit. Now you see the height of the wheel, and I've got plenty of room under the wheel well that when this thing bumps, it's not going to crash through the wheel well, and that would just ruin a perfectly good day. Plus, I've undercoated the underneath, and it turned out really nice. And next is the trim that I'll be putting on around the wheel well, and that's where we're at right at the moment. So I am stoked how this thing's turning out. All right, stay tuned. All right, we got everything done today that we wanted to get done. We got silicone around all the edges, front to back, top to bottom. We also adjusted the torsion axle so we could raise everything up to where it should be, and be able to get the stabilizer jacks to go up and down just right. So I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. Oh yeah, that looks good. Nice and sealed, just the way we like it. Very nice, very nice. And I have the trailer leveled side to side and front to back. 0 on all accounts. Now, before we call it a day, we've got to go over and see what our neighbor Jack has been up to. I think you might like what he's got done. Let's go check out what the neighbor's doing. So Jack has been a busy little guy. Let's come around here.
We've got almost the doors and the fronts put on. You can see the false front down there, the drawers down there. We're working on the telephone table for the bed. We're going to laminate it. And we got the laminate there. It's going to match our countertops. And, the bed's ready for mattress now. We've got to email into the mattress factory to see what we're going to do there.
Cool. Yeah, you're making some progress. Doors are in, counters are in.
Yep. Hopefully next week we're thinking about...
How's that drawer? How about your... look at that.
And the beauty of it is added counter space when you're preparing vegetables or whatever for supper.
Yeah.
It's basically, the idea is extra counter space.
Right. That turned out really nice.
Yep. There's no mechanical glides. Everything's a wood glide.
Gotcha.
We didn't spend any money on mechanical glides.
Right.
And this is a false front because it's going to get the sink.
Yep.
And then this is a drawer here.
Sweet. Bottom cabinets, top cabinets.
So next week I think we're going to be working on shower.
Oh, sweet. You'll be camping before I am. All right. It's looking good, Jack.
Well, thank you. Oh, the window's in.
That's right.
My buddy Al helped me put that in today.
We got a window in the side, and everything works just right. Man. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Window slides open, the screen. Hey. Yeah, that looks really good. One more shot from the back here. So he still has to finish out the bed. He's got a mattress that he's going to be thinking about on the top and get upholstered. And yep.
Everything. This is a drawer here. Storage, flip up storage there.
So this part flips up, and that way you can store all the outside goodies.
Right.
Camp stove, wood, muddy boots, everything like that. That
Yep.
doesn't get inside and get contaminated.
Right.
Then on the inside it flips up, and that's where all your bedding and clothes and all the goodies for the inside goes. Yeah, well thought out.
So it's designed for storage, because I know camping you got to take a lot of gear.
Yep, that's right. Well, it's coming along, Jack. Thanks for the update, buddy.
Thank you.